Your next comic I'm very excited to present to you. He came to New York City all the way from there to make you laugh. He performs there all over the place, and he's hilarious. Please welcome Doug Smith, everybody.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? It's good to be here at Nietzsche's. I like this place. It has a very kind of like 1800s saloon type feel, with the balconies up here. Like the cowboys sit down here and the hookers sit up here, right? That's how it goes. I am from New York, as Dan said. I was planning on flying back on Thursday, but I think I'm going to come back on the 28th because I just saw a flyer in the bathroom. One of my favorite bands is playing here. I know you guys have heard of them. Anal Pudding. It's playing here. You guys know them? They were on NPR last week. They're a husband and wife folk duo. They're great. You guys should check them out. I am from New York, where Dan just got back from. Dan, I'm sorry for leaving my bomb on your train, man. I was inconvenienced too. Statue of Liberty's still standing. I work in a neighborhood of Manhattan called the West Village, and there's a lot of celebrities milling around there, which is pretty cool. Just the other day I saw the lead singer of Maroon 5 walking down Bleecker Street, and I got really excited. I went running up to him. Turns out it wasn't him though, it was just the guy that looked like him. And boy did I feel silly for punching a stranger in the dick. Luckily, he was very understanding. He was like, "It's cool, man. It happens all the time." I live in Brooklyn, where there's not as many celebrities, but you still see some pretty crazy stuff. I just saw the other day on my way to the train. I saw this old beat-up wino, and he was urinating all over the steps of somebody's private brownstone in broad daylight, just letting it fly. Guy comes out from a neighboring brownstone, sees what he's doing, goes, "Hey, what are you doing, man? That's somebody's house." And the wino, without missing a beat, just goes, "Fuck off, man, it's my house." And I just thought, what a brilliant way to get yourself out of trouble, right? Just claim ownership of whatever it is that you're ruining. That's genius. Like, I'd love to try to stop that guy in a bar fight, and I'd be like, "Hey, quit punching that guy in the face. Fuck off, man, it's my face. You got a problem with it? I'll come over there and punch you in my face. I'll kick all my asses." I heard that Black Eyed Peas song on the radio the other day, "Let's Get Retarded." You guys know that song? Let's Get It Started, of course, on the radio, because you can't say retarded anymore. That's offensive. I just think it's unfortunate that substitution never really caught on in daily conversation, you know? Like, "Hey, why's your kid ride that bus to school?" "Who, Jeffrey?" "Oh, he gets it started." I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. I don't know if you guys, any other Jehovah's Witnesses in the crowd? Don't worry, I'm not anymore. I don't know if you guys know much about the religion, but I'll sum it up for you this way. It's a religion based entirely on restrictions, and as a Jehovah's Witness, these are just a few of the things that you can't do, all right? You cannot drink, smoke, do drugs, masturbate, have premarital sex, vote, gamble, join the military, celebrate holidays. You can't even celebrate birthdays, not even your own birthday. You imagine that? Being 5 years old and not being able to masturbate? Can't do anything else, don't take that away from me, that's cruel. A lot of people think that Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult, but that's not true, because cults do things like they make their members take psychedelic drugs and sacrifice animals and have sex orgies. In other words, cults do fun stuff. I would have loved to have done so. There's nothing fun about not celebrating a birthday. You guys remember being in school and having a kid bring in cupcakes on his birthday, and it would be a big celebration, a little break in the monotony of the school day? Not only could I not eat the cupcakes, I couldn't even be in the same room. I would usually just wind up sitting in the library by myself, quietly masturbating to books about birthday cake. You do what you can. My dad was pretty verbally abusive to me growing up, but rather than feel sorry for myself or complain about it, I really just tried to put it to use. You know, like I had an algebra teacher in 7th grade who was like, Doug, this is the 3rd time this week you've forgotten to do your homework. What is going on? I was like, well, maybe you don't know about my neurological condition known as shit for brains. I can get a note from my dad. He said it's a side effect of having my head up my ass for too long. Take it easy, lady. I am a... Kristen said we're all pros. I don't really know what that... If pros means that you perform for more than one hateful audience, yes, that's me. I walk dogs for a living back in New York. I don't even think you guys have that here. Do you guys have dog walkers here? No, because you're not a bunch of lazy, rich, entitled assholes. Right? What's that?
We have yards.
You have yards, exactly. We don't have those. So we have me instead. I walk dogs for a living. New Yorkers are crazy about their dogs, by the way. I have this one client who insists on referring to herself as the dog's mom, which is a little bit weird. She called me up the other day. She was like, hey, Doug, it's Nikki, Ernie's mom. You think you can take him for a walk around 6 o'clock? I'm going to be held up at work. I was like, yeah, sure, lady. I can take your son out on a leash. Chase pigeons, sniff a bunch of dog ass. I do that, sure. I just wonder if she keeps up that whole mom charade with friends of hers that have actual human kids. You know, like I picture her standing around with her friends. They're like, oh, my Simon, he just won the science fair. Oh, yeah, my Todd, he's star of his Pee Wee Football League. How's Ernie doing? Ah, well, not too good. You know, he's 12, so he's completely blind in his left eye. His hips are giving out, just a matter of time before we gotta take him out back and shoot him, but, you know, we'll just bury him in the backyard next to the others, get a new one. Kids die, what are you gonna do? My grandfather died when I was 6 years old, and my parents made a huge mistake by telling me the truth, which was that he died in his sleep. So for the next year, when it was time for me to go to bed, I would scream, I don't want to die, and cling to the banister for dear life, and my dad would drag me up the stairs by my feet. I think it would have been a lot better for everybody if they had just lied to me, you know what I mean? If my dad was like, Doug, I don't know how to tell you this, but Grandpa died last night. Oh my God, what happened? Well, he was jumping on the bed. After lying about brushing his teeth and refusing to put his jammies on, when he fell and broke his neck on a G.I. Joe he left lying around. The doctors tried to save him, but he was just too weak. They said if only he had finished his chicken nuggets, he would still be with us. I would have been such a good kid if they had told me that, you know? I would have been a good influence on all my friends, you know? I'd be like, hey man, you better finish your dinner. Why? Because your mom is going to take us to see Air Bud tomorrow, and you better not fuck it up for me by dying tonight. That's why. I've been with my girlfriend for about 6 years, and you know, getting close to that time, we're talking about marriage, possibility of even having kids in the future, which is pretty terrifying. She actually called me up the other day, and she was like, oh my God, I'm reading this article that says that regular marijuana use can decrease the potency of a man's sperm by up to 30%. So I put the phone down, and I grabbed my weed, and I walked over to the garbage can, and I pulled out an empty 2-liter bottle and built the most badass gravity bong you've ever seen in your life. There I was, just ripping hits, yelling at my balls like an old boxing coach. I was like, you're gonna throw the fight, you understand? 30% ain't much, but it's all we got, see? My first time smoking weed was out of a soda can, which I'm actually pretty proud of, because parents aren't dumb anymore. They've caught on to things. They know what a joint looks like. They know what a bong looks like. I'm pretty sure whenever my mom walked into my room when I was in high school, she would not know what to make of it. She was probably like, oh my goodness. Oh my dear Jehovah, what a mess. Appears as though Doug really loves Sprite. Apparently he loves Sprite so much when he's done drinking a can, he punches holes in the side of it to suck out the last few drops. Then when the can is completely bone dry, he gets so angry that there's no more Sprite, he tries to set the can on fire. Better better get him some 2-liter bottles, will last him longer. And that's how I got introduced to the gravity bomb. I'll leave you guys with this. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you see the scar on my face right there. You see it? I got this little battle wound about a year ago in New York. I was in the 2nd Avenue subway station. There was a middle-aged gentleman with his pants unbuckled, and he was in the process of groping and grabbing at this young girl. You know, he was sexually assaulting her, attempting to do the unspeakable. I, always the hero, jumped in to intervene. He comes at me, lets her go, comes at me with a box cutter, slashes me across the face, 23 stitches. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh my God, that's horrible, you must hate the guy, you must want him to burn in hell. I don't actually, I completely understand. That is precisely the type of thing that happens when you cock block a rapist. To be honest with you, I'm lucky it ended there. He was already hard, I had a gaping hole in my face. He could have just closed his eyes and used his imagination. But he didn't. He let me go, which is great. They caught him 4 days later. He's going to jail for a long time. Has a happy ending, I'm fine. The only downside of the whole thing is the girl that I jumped in to help, she never showed her face again. She never came forward to thank me. She never filed a police report. She disappeared. So I made up my mind, if ever I see her in the street, I will rape her. So I think that's only fair for my troubles. That's it for me. You guys have been delightful.